Have you ever heard the saying, "It's expensive to be poor"? It sounds like a paradox, right? But the reality for millions of Americans is that a lack of money often forces them into situations that cost them far more in the long run. Today, we're diving deep into the hidden financial traps of poverty in America. And trust me, it's an eye-opener. Let's start with banking. If you have a steady, decent income, you probably have a free checking account. But if your balance regularly dips below a certain minimum, or if you can't maintain a direct deposit, banks start hitting you with monthly maintenance fees. These fees might seem small, maybe $10 or $15 a month, but that adds up to over $100 a year. That's money someone on a tight budget simply can't afford to lose. For many, this leads to avoiding banks altogether, relying on expensive check cashing services that can take a significant percentage of every single paycheck. It's a classic cycle. You don't have enough money for a bank, so you pay extra just to access your own money. Now, let's talk about shopping. When you have more disposable income, you can buy in bulk at warehouse stores, saving a lot per item. You can wait for sales on high-quality appliances or clothes that will last for years. But if you're living paycheck to paycheck, you can only afford what you need right now. This often means buying smaller, more expensive quantities of groceries, or choosing the cheapest option for a pair of shoes, even if you know they'll fall apart in a few months. This short-term thinking isn't a choice, it's a necessity. Over time, you end up spending more on basic necessities than someone with more financial flexibility. Transportation is another huge one. A reliable car is a lifeline in many parts of America, but affording a good one is tough. So, many people are forced to buy older, less reliable vehicles. These cars guzzle more gas and constantly need expensive repairs. One unexpected breakdown can cost hundreds, or even thousands of dollars, plunging a family deeper into debt. The alternative, public transportation, can be unreliable or non-existent in many areas, leading to lost hours at work or even job loss. For some, the only option is to use ride-sharing services, which are incredibly expensive for daily commutes. Housing tells a similar story. If you have good credit and a down payment, you can buy a home and build equity. But if you're poor, you're likely stuck renting, and finding a rental with bad credit or a past eviction is nearly impossible without paying a much higher security deposit, sometimes 2 or 3 months rent up front. This forces people into less desirable neighborhoods with fewer resources, often in poorly maintained buildings with high utility costs due to old windows and inefficient appliances. You end up paying a premium to live in substandard conditions, with no hope of building wealth through homeownership. Then there's the issue of debt. When an emergency strikes a medical bill, car repair, and you have no savings, what do? Many turn to payday loans or high-interest credit cards. These are designed to be debt traps. A small loan of a few $100s can quickly balloon into thousands, with interest rates that are astronomically high. It's a desperate solution that creates a much bigger problem, making it nearly impossible to ever get back on solid ground. And we can't forget about health. When you're struggling financially, preventative care is a luxury. You might skip a doctor's visit or a dental cleaning to save money, but this often means that when a health issue finally becomes too big to ignore, it has evolved into a serious, far more expensive problem that requires emergency room visits and costly treatments. Good nutrition also takes a back seat, as cheap, processed foods are often more accessible than fresh, healthy options, leading to long-term health consequences. So, what's the takeaway here? Being poor isn't just about not having enough money for luxuries. It's about being systematically charged more for basic survival. It's a constant, draining battle against a system where every turn presents a new fee, a higher price, or a financial trap. Recognizing this is the first step toward finding real solutions. It's not about poor choices. It's about a lack of choices. Thanks so much for watching. If this video opened your eyes, please give it a thumbs up and share it with someone you know. And don't forget to subscribe for more deep dives into the issues that matter. See you next time.